The debate over immigration goes beyond border security. It touches on crime, public safety, and the economy. While some call for tougher measures to protect communities, others argue that many immigrants are simply seeking a better life. We want to hear from you. What concerns you most about immigration? Scan the QR code on your screen to vote throughout this story. And ABC 3340's I-Team reporter Valerie Bell takes an in-depth look at the debate that's taken center stage here in Alabama.
As concerns over illegal immigration continues to grow, state lawmakers took action with new immigration-focused legislation in Montgomery.
The goal is to let illegal immigrants know that unless they have proof of lawful presence, unless they're here legally, that they shouldn't be in Alabama.
Why are we pushing bills like this? And just to be able to say that we did something for immigration, to be able to please the President of the United States.
Several bills targeting illegal immigration have been introduced.
Our bills are going to be very narrowly focused to help protect Alabama and help protect our workforce, and it will be very transparent on who is in our state.
House Bill 302 aims to regulate who pays taxes, who receives state benefits, and holds sponsors financially accountable. State Representative Ben Robbins believes it will also crack down on human trafficking and exploitation.
That's really a lot of what the bill is about, is creating transparency on government services and benefits and who's in our state.
What prompted this bill?
Well, a lot of the experiences over this past summer, particularly with the CHNV program, that we saw some of the breakdowns with the communication between the federal government and the state, and we needed to know who was kind of in our state and where they got here, or how they got here.
Working directly with the federal government in some of those efforts in terms of immigration reform. A policy that changed with a new administration in the White House.
We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people.
And in Congress, lawmakers like U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville are backing aggressive deportation and enforcement efforts.
This is not Democrat and Republican. This is American, where we have to get control of our country again and control of our streets and our neighborhoods. So everyone has heard stories of innocent people like Lake and Riley, who lost their lives and was brutally beaten by an illegal. Any attempt to deter efforts to deport dangerous criminals should be put to an end immediately.
But not everyone agrees.
We have the illegal immigrants that are not criminals as well. We have people that work hard to come to this country to have a better future for their child.
As the political fight continues, federal authorities are taking action, ramping up enforcement efforts.
Within the last few weeks, DEA has been granted the authority to enforce immigration law.
Stephen Hofer is the special agent in charge for the Drug Enforcement Administration New Orleans Division Office. He's been with DEA for 20 years.
It's all in the name of public safety.
In just the past few weeks, operations in Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama resulted in over 100 arrests. 17 of those were in Alabama.
Those do involve prior drug crimes, but we certainly have been out on separate operations where these individuals have been identified as prior criminal history for rape, attempted assault. We've had them for even attempted murder, but these are the individuals that we've been out to apprehend.
Locally, Calera police arrested 3 people here illegally. Chief David Heitch says it's not about where they're from, it's about the crimes they commit.
With the 2 individuals from Colombia, they could have been from Colombiana. It wouldn't have made any difference at all.
A burglary call led to the arrest of a Honduran citizen. Chief Heitch says the man was also caught with stolen mail.
When we did a little background after the arrest, we found out that he had been arrested prior for being in the country illegally and had been released a few months ago.
In a separate incident, a traffic stop for a tag light out led to the discovery of 21 kilograms of cocaine. 2 men from Colombia were arrested in that case.
That's 21,000 grams of cocaine that won't make it on the street. So that's a lot of potential misery. People say drugs are a victimless crime. I would argue that it's certainly not. In the case of the Honduran individual, he's breaking into somebody's house. There are victims in both of these cases, and it could have been prevented if these 2 of the 3 hadn't been released during their prior arrest.
A threat across the country, illegal drugs.
You can tell directly by the amount of dope that's in this country and by the price. drugs have gotten extremely cheap. Fentanyl, ice, and cocaine, I guess, is making a comeback, but clearly there was nothing being stopped at the border. And as we get tougher on the border, you're going to see it harder and harder to get drugs into the country. The price is going to go up because it's going to be more scarce.
In your professional opinion, do you believe that most of these illegal drugs that we're seeing, such as fentanyl, cocaine, etc., are coming across the border?
Oh, I know they are. And when you talk about specifically fentanyl, I will tell you that there are two cartels located in Mexico that are primarily responsible for all the fentanyl that comes to this country. You have the Sinaloa cartel and the Jalisco New Generation cartel. They are ruthless criminal organizations that have nothing else on their mind other than making money, and they don't care about the Americans that are falling victim to it.
Valerie Bell, ABC 3340 News.
And let's go back to our poll question. What concerns you most about immigration? You still have time to vote. Just scan the QR code on your screen to go to our website, abc3340.com.